Hey everybody, clearing. All right, we are going to do a divine masculine check-in. And on the pre-shuffle, I was hearing, what are these divine masculines doing behind the scenes for this connection? How does it feel to them? What goes through their minds? And oh, this card showed up at the bottom of the deck. On the pre-shuffle, I saw this card and the Three of Wands in the inverse, and that to me meant that they have a goal in sight. They're keeping an open mind. They're going towards what they think is divinely guided best, but they're open to things being better than they could imagine. They are just open. They don't have it set in stone what it's going to look like, feminines, but they're on it. They're on path. And so I want to remind everyone, this is not boyfriend, girlfriend stuff. This is soul connection. This is spiritual evolution. This is divine love, which means not convenience love. This is real, unconditional, rock solid, bomb-proof love in the making, foundation setting, spiritual evolution. And so put down all ego and, step into seeing the world through a higher lens to be able to embrace the process. We're all walking each other home. Okay, so these masculines that are transforming their whole life towards their highest timelines and their divine feminine, what can we see for how this process feels like for them? Oh, yes. There's the Empress, and there is that keeping the open mind. I just said, there it is again. This Three of Wands comes right before the Four of Wands, which is the union. So yeah, that is such a beautiful confirmation that the pre-shuffle information about these masculines preparing for union consciously is going on. And there, the revelation. This is a card of karma, seeing things for what they are right before the world. So this stuff comes in for full accountability before cycles are fully closed out to step into the new timeline. Okay, let's get into this though. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. How are these divine masculines experiencing their journey at this time? How are they consciously navigating? What's going through their minds? What would they say to the feminines that they're not saying out loud? What do they think and, not share out loud? And what do the divine feminines need to know? Wow, union and the chariot. Chariot's about moving things forward. Travel may resonate, or a need for travel, a need to change locations, imminent travel, the gap closing between you geographically. There's something here going on with emotional progress, emotional movement. Not quite time yet, but it's all headed towards union. Now, don't make this story fit, but if it's your story, grab your popcorn. All right, and advice for the feminines. Here we go. Regarding what we'll see. Conscious mind about the connection. Wow, psychic intuitive. It's so interesting because I get that these masculines are very quiet. Why tell feminine when I can show them? They know that you pick up on things that other people have never, could never, would never. And they enjoy seeing the result of their energy made manifest through this journey, through, I heard, your comings and goings, your ebbs and flows. They see themselves reflected in you. They see their intention. They see their hopes and dreams and wishes. They see their most heartfelt manifestations unfolding through your journey, through your connection. They see it evidenced as a feedback loop. They set intentions in their heart and they see you embodying those things. They have held an ideal in their heart and they see you exemplifying those things. They want the real deal just as much as you do, feminines. And without them even having to spell it out to you, what kind of feminine a divine feminine could be, you're embodying it. You're the dream come true. You're actually doing it without being told, without being controlled, without being begged. You are living it. You are the living dream, feminines. Wow, what are they not saying that they think? Page of Wands. This is an Egyptian vulture. I was drawn to read that bird name. Swan's mate for life also. I want to say that's a sync. They've got their eye on you for life partnership. Page of Wands is my prayer card. So what they're not saying out loud is that they are beginning to pray constantly, consistently for insight, for understanding about this connection and about how it is unfolding. What do the feminines need to know? Hanged Man. There's a period of spaciousness in the connection right now, feminines, so that you can garner your own aha moments, so that you can see things in a spiritual way. The Hanged One puts themselves upside down to see things 180 in a spiritual, with a spiritual lens, not just face value, cliche, surface level material assessment. This is not a journey for the faint of heart, because it requires that skill of being able to see the love in things where others may miss it or not understand how loving certain restraint, standards, foundation is. We're so much geared to this quick fix, instant gratification world. The Hanged One sees the things that we once saw as inconvenient as what they really are. This is a beautiful time to be in, to dial it in, feminines, so that you will never be led astray again within sacred union about the way things play out in the highest. This is you getting a glimpse behind the veil as a high priestess into the inner workings of divine timing, divine orchestration, that expanded version of love. Soak it in. Your masculine is praying. This is a card of prayer, receptivity, but shifting your paradigm, shifting your mindset into seeing things as growth. Love is growth. Energetic growth is the name of this journey game. What can we see for the masculines regarding their feminine? Oh, the soul connection. They're putting down roots with you in mind. I just heard they're like, some of them are decorating a home with things they know you'll love. Your favorite color. I just heard, I know she loves cream colored throw pillows. That's a pretty random sync, and that wasn't for me. So they're not my favorite because I have dogs. But somebody, that's for someone. I can't wait to see who comments on that. Your masculine is weaving together all of the little tidbits of information that they have gathered over the time that they've known you, energetically, directly. This is supporting their process right now, and I'm very much drawn to the idea that there's nothing to see here on the surface. So for all the world, it's just, I heard plain Jane. But under the surface and energetically, there is so much more regarding how they're including the thought of you, the feel of you, feminines. What are they thinking but not saying? Seven of Wands, that this requires tenacity and inner bravery to not need external gratification or support or permission. They're individuating from needing to people please or have everybody else's say in what they're doing. This is between them and God. So help me God, I heard, because they want to get this right. And they have aligned with the divine intel. What do the feminines need to know? The world. This is not an almost relationship in the making. This is the real deal, feminines. What can we see for the heart space for the masculines? They are the magician. They are this wizard. So they are looking over their shoulder at the feminine on my table here. The sun, they have seen the light. The sun here, they've just seen something that's caused them to look back at the feminine in a new way. The sword of truth is sticking out to me, aligned here with the sun. So it truly feels that it's something that they have learned in the physical. So that means a physical, something outside of themselves they've seen as a confirmation for this love, and that is allowing them to offer love or to give you a generous, love-based opinion within themselves on a soul level. I've never interpreted the Magician card like that, but that is what I'm getting here. So on the heart space, something has really been a domino effect. What would they say to you? The sun, there it is. I mean, they would say they're enlightened to something here that they may not have been. Peregrine falcon, aren't they the fastest bird? I feel like something is going to be illuminated quickly, or now that whatever this is has illuminated to them, it's changing their, I heard urgency, rapid fire here. You know, they say once the masculines get that green light that the journey unfolds very quickly, whereas the feminines, because we are this emotionally deep being, it can take a lot longer under the surface for the feminines to get in position for union. And when the feminines reach a certain consciousness level, the masculines click into that hunter for the union energy, and it's swift. It's not about a prolonged dating. It's not a prolonged engagement necessarily. I mean, every journey is truly different, but this is the kind of energy that comes in and you are partnered for life very quickly once it happens. Advice for the feminines: pray. Pray about everything. Pray for understanding in all things constantly, not once in a while, not here and there, not once every month. Every day, all day long, through everything. Run everything through higher guidance, meaning that measure of love that you innately know in the highest and in your heart and in the world. Cycle every incoming and outgoing thought, action through that measure. What can we see on the heart space that these masculines are navigating with the feminine in mind? Wow, their paradigm's shifting. I just heard what I thought was uncool before is suddenly becoming incredibly cool. This reminds me of the misfit energy of yesterday's reading, where the masculines are really understanding they don't belong in this world. Not in the constructs, not in the rat race, not in that rubbish, those confines, fear-based living. They're really coming over to the divine love abundance templates, the mindset that there is enough, there's no lack, there's no shortage. We don't need to be fear mongers. We don't need to be afraid. We don't need to be succumb to fear tactics of the world. We can drop all of that and live. There's hope. There's love. There's love. What are they thinking but not saying? Right now, they're becoming much more grateful for everything as it happens in their reality. It's not some distant future energy anymore. I just heard Saturn return. So many of the masculines in this collective have just gone through or are going through a Saturn return. And they're realizing they're coming through that bumpy trajectory right now, and they're noticing that things are coming into clarity at this time. What is the advice for the feminines? King of Pentacles. There is the hubby card. There is the life partner. This is the entrepreneur. So one message: this is your own inner union, feminines, for your own financial provision, your own gifts, your talents, making money with the things you love, the things you're gifted, the things you're meant to contribute in this life. You are absolutely meant to make abundant living at those things. You are. The more people that you can help and fulfill a niche, the more energy exchanges. Money is not evil. You know, abundance is not evil. Somebody needed to hear that. You're allowed to have enough. You're allowed to have your root chakra healed. That is a deep, deep, deep necessary motion, feminine, so that you are not lacking within relationship with your masculine. But your masculine is also embodying these attributes of flow and of their own priorities, streamlining. It's a reflection. One, you can't have one without the other, the inner feminine experience, the outer masculine. What can we see with the manifestations these masculines are making? Healing. So you are inspiring so much soul level, past life, generational, collective healing in your masculine. The flame is lit, the fire is lit. I'm hearing you're a different kind of, I heard difficult, tricky, not legitimately, but you know how karmic feminine energy can be manipulative and intentionally tricky? You're not that divine feminine. However, your masculine still has to work the puzzle of the right alignment in order to connect with you and to feel permitted to come forward on a divine level. And so it requires that they become the best version of themselves, because that is the divine invitation in these journeys. And I believe truly, if you're actually on one of these journeys, your success is guaranteed, you know? And everyone watching this, you're here this far in, 16 minutes in, because you're resonating. Like the video if you haven't. So, ultimate healing, complete healing. Put something like that in the comments. You know, this journey is something else. And these masculines are really just focused on their healing at this point. So I'm hearing addictions falling away. I'm hearing, you know, that can be on any level. I'm just hearing some of them in my mind. I don't need to say them out. You can make them relevant for your situation if you know of certain things. But whatever this healing is that's associated with any of the addictions, that is also being supported by this journey, and because you believe in your masculine. What is the, by the grace of God, my feminine loves me, and therefore I'm redeemable. We did get that revelation card for the masculines, and that is also a redemption card. Where was that? Was it on the pre-shuffle? Huh. Maybe I saw that actually on the pre-shuffle things. So that's extraordinary to me, that the masculines are really releasing that unforgiveness of self more. I've had that message a lot this year in particular. Okay, Four of Swords, rest and recovery. These masculines are recuperating from their karmic lives. The Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords. Oh, can you hear my jello snoring? These masculines are in recovery mode from the doozy that their karmic life has done on them. You know, we're all born into things that we're none the wiser until we mature and we say, wait a second, I don't have to be that way. That's not my core truth that was handed to me. As soon as we can see the generational extent of our actions, our imprinting, you know, up until we're about 7 years old, we're in theta brainwave state. That's like being in hypnosis. Anything that goes into our psyche before that age goes deep in our subconscious as code writing. We have to come out of that and then consciously rewrite the code. So these masculines are rewriting the code. Feminine, hermit mode about this whole destined path. The hermit meditates on the star path of destiny. Your masculines are starting to acknowledge that star path of destiny in their waking reality. This is you doing your energetic part by also looking at the grand scope of things, the human collective, the human condition, the human paradigms, and realizing how much spiritual clout, I heard, that you have to shift the way you look at things, to look at things as though you are not bound to them, even, you know, to a divine counterpart or this journey. You are not enslaved to it. You are on some level choosing it. Take full accountability for that. Let it empower you. Let it support you. Let everything that you're doing be relevant for some sort of growth, encouragement, But really look at the big picture, feminines. Get up and out of the wallowing in the ego layer if that's you. And really look at the big picture. Take a step back. Be objective. Go into non-attachment. There's so much healing for your masculines because you're able to give them grace and unconditional love. And because of who you are, how you navigate your life, your influence, your example in the world and for your masculine. What can we see for the action these masculines are taking? Yes, one foot in front of the other in a firm, foundational way. What are they not saying? That they are really focused on the love here, that this connection is not lost. They do not feel this connection is finished business. And here is this message. Every step that they're taking, they are making it count in eternal flow. They are focused on this love. Another acknowledged inclusion of the feminine. What is the feminine meant to know? There's no blockage here. If you're reading anything that's happening in your connection as a blockage or a rejection of you, that's a misinterpretation. These masculines are being guided to lay the foundation for excellence. It doesn't conform to the typical karmic templates that we slam together and hope for the best. You know, hell in a handbasket, wishful thinking, we're in this together, herd mentality. That is unstable. We don't know each other, you know, oftentimes we get bound into things that are trauma bonds that feel hot and heavy and we can't explain it, but it's just so magnetic. That kind of intensity is like a crash course to karmic lessons. When we come into divine love, it is like a warm golden glow of knowing, of peace. Seek peace. Be a peace-seeking missile, feminines. What can we see for the biggest challenge for these masculines? 222, 2222. The biggest challenge is they want this new beginning so badly. They do. They want a new start with you. They want a fresh start. They want to begin again as though it's the first real shot that you've had. They want to do it right. They want this relationship to be the one that I heard sweep you off your feet, that they show you their healed side, their soft side. I heard their cuddly side. Aw. What is the advice for the feminines? Check it out. Wishing for each other. Keep wishing. Don't give up. Don't tell yourself you're crazy. If this reading has resonated for you feminines, you're not crazy. You are a love bug. What can we see for? And you're destined for divine love, I just heard. What is the advice for these masculines? There it is. This is stay the course. Stick with it. These masculines are taking the steps behind the scenes for this goal. What would they say to you that they're not saying out loud? There's no one else. This is one of my third party cards in the inverse. So there's no one else that compares. They have this sole focus to get their life in order because they're being shown by the divine what that requires to actually do it right, to prepare that. I heard to carry you over the threshold. Wow. So yeah, there's no one else. They are only preoccupied with setting the stage for a foundation going forward. And they want you to just, release everything that's not coming forward with you. Make all the changes. Advocate for your most aligned life at this time. You've got a grace period, feminines. So I just want to be clear, my readings are for those in no contact, my readings are for those in contact, my readings are for those in various stages of union. It applies multilaterally, I just heard. Like it is broad reaching. These energies can be applied to any part of the fractal that you're in. What is the message for the feminines? Don't cut corners right now. Don't take easy way out thoughts. If you start having a thought that feels flimsy, weak energy, suffering, just don't. continue to expand into safety on this journey. Don't spiral, don't fill in the blank, specifically regarding other people at this time for whatever reason. Oh, they're telling me because if you think that your masculine is over there being with other people, you might start a wobble on your side and do things that you would regret. What can we see for the next 3 weeks? More prayer. Four of Pentacles. This is where the scarcity templates are overthrown. So these masculines are unlocking their permission to shine, to be, I heard wealthy, to be abundantly blessed, and to not buy into fear, to not hold back, because they are overcoming the who do they think they are templates, the ego templates, the defensive templates. This is Gray J, and I heard for some, if your person's name starts with J or is J, they are not wanting to wait till they're fully gray to kick this off, like something about time passing by. Okay, and 10 of Pentacles. So feminines, we're designing heaven on earth. We do not have to just emulate what we've been shown, monkey see, monkey do. We can go well beyond that. So start embracing what you could dream is possible, and dream bigger, dream even bigger. All right, many blessings, everybody. Bye for now.